Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Cue the band. Let's get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, wearing a little leather today, right? I'm excited to be here.
How are you? And are you excited to be here? I certainly hope so. If for no other reason, how about this one? We together, you, me, one and one makes two. We are in the midst of a promise, a guarantee that when the two of us shows up, and there's a lot more than that, but when two or more comes together, something wonderful is afoot. I choose to call it spiritual magic, because something wonderful. We learn and we grow, we share, we heal, we lift. All those wonderful things that you get to feel, not just merely touch like so many other things in our day-to-day lives. There's the bell of purpose. Did I slip and hit? No, I rang it on purpose. Why? Because it is a reminder. Don't get it twisted. This is not, it's cute. It's not a show gimmick. It's not a prop. It's a reminder. It is actually an opportunity, because I don't want any of us to forget. As you listen to today's conversations, not an interview, it's a conversation. When you hear some truth, it should match that, because they both have a ring to it, right? And I say that because so many people especially with today's guest, talking about AI and humanizing AI and just all the things that we're going to get into with our wonderful guest today. And she knows what she's talking about. She wouldn't be here if she didn't. We're going to really talk about how easily people have been able to be misled, duped, moving into decisions or whatever it is through fear. We're talking about media. We're talking about all these different things. It is a cray world out there today, you guys. So when we have the opportunity to get some intel, it starts with IN, some insight from someone who does it for a living, because they are an intuitive. They are insightful. I said that one. They are, they're intellectual. They are intelligent, and they're using their instinct. You're going to hear that today. Those are all things that are internal, inside, and the only way something can take them south or make it go someplace other than due north is through our personal invitation. So all those people that we point to and we blame, they took my money, and that should only happen once. After that, you should know. What's the saying? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. And it should only happen once, because when you hear the truth, it's the only thing in this universe that no one can ever change, and it cannot be changed. So if you're seeking the truth, the first time you hear it should be the only time you need to hear it. It's up to you to remember it moving forward. So there's my monologue, y'all, because I love trauma. I love me some trauma, because it was the moment God marked me for greatness. And I love AI. I used to be scared. I'm going to keep it real. I used to be a little bit, because I remember when Alexa, see, I got to whisper her name now. When I used to have to say it loud. Don't you hear me talking to you, Alexa? See, she used to go, excuse me? Except now she just is quiet. Why? Because now I was walking past the one up. There she is. You're late. Were you sleeping? I walked past the one in the kitchen the other day. No kidding. She goes, out of the blue, I wasn't paying her any attention, doing my own thing. Want to hear a joke? Okay, when did you start talking without me talking to you first? Keep it up. You'll end up in a garage sale this summer, or your cord cut off. I'm serious. See, that's the kind of thing a lot of people are, ooh, AI, they're listening. No, we need to know better so we can do better. And today's guest, I'm only going to use her first name, because even though I wrote it out phonetically with a reminder that I believe it's the N is silent. It's in my book. Yes, the N is silent. I practiced it, and somebody here told me, don't do it. Let her do it and then try it. So that's what we're going to do. But ANIK is here, and I'm probably saying that wrong too. It's glamorous, you'll see. But let me tell you what she does. A lot. Her business is a journey in humanizing AI. I gave you a hint in that. And this is where her marketing unfolds, she says. She has a team, and the narrative weaves the insights from my BBA in marketing at university. This is all like French Canada stuff. De Quebec. Oh Lord, girl, don't you know I'm from the ghetto? Okay. Those are some pretty, somebody should have warned me about all this French. Anyway, she has a deep-seated passion, there we go, for human behavior and its impact on consumer engagement. So she says that her company and her team, they're pioneering in creating content that not only leverages data, but also strikes a chord on a personal level. Now, that is that resonates with my heart. It does. One of my little mentors, is he a mentor or mentee? I'm the mentor. Thomas Holt. He's on his way back from Kenya, well, Dubai. And then he was in Kenya last week. He's in Dubai now. He'll be home next week. And we work with him. And he's an AI guru. And boy, these people that know AI, let me tell you, somebody like me, I am an alien to this world. I remember when TV was in black and white and when it went off at nighttime and came back on in the morning. These kids, like our guest today, that know AI and stuff, all these things, they are indigenous. This is their world. See? So people like me, I want to sit at their feet. I want to demystify all the things that scare us. Because look, I'm trying to be the black ass male Betty White. So that means I'm 62. If I'm 99 or more, I better understand what's going on around me. And that's why today's guest is here today to pour into all of us. Never been here. So we're going to need you to put some hearts on the screen, everybody. It's our virtual way of saying welcome, because here she comes. She's on her way down the hall, all the way from a very fancy place in Canada, I think, right? I'm like, who knows? She might be right over in France. Here she comes. ANIK, you guys, put some hearts on the screen.
Hi, Dr.
Okay.
Lauren. Hi.
Please fix the name for me. I know I said it wrong.
My name is ANIK BEAUCHEMINS, which means ANIK, nice road in French.
A nice road.
Yes.
You know what?
Easy like that.
That
Yes.
makes sense, though, with what you do. A nice road. It makes sense.
Probably. It might be.
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. I love your hat. It's
You know what? The
very
first time I've worn
nice.
it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it suits you perfectly.
I love you already. No, seriously. You know why that has been over there for over a year and a half? Is because I thought, you know what? No one's going to buy that I wear leather. You know what I mean? It's a jacket. And you said that. Thank you for that.
Of course. Own it. And it's trendy, so
Thank you so much.
you like it, it's all that matters.
There you go. So you are where in the world?
I am not in France. I am in Canada, Quebec, in a small town, maybe 20, 25 minutes from Montreal, which is named Belleuil.
So do they speak French there?
Yes. Yes.
French and English, or mainly French?
Mainly French. But when you go towards Montreal, a lot of people speak English.
A lot of people.
And a lot of them speak only English.
So can I ask you a personal question about this? I've always wanted to know this answer.
Of course.
I've never been to Paris. My husband has, and he loves it. He says we're going to go. We'll see. I've been to Canada, but not the French-speaking part. But I do listen to a lot of Celine Dion. So if that counts. But I want to know, have you ever been to France?
I never been to France.
Do you know anyone from your part of Canada that has been there? Do the Canadians think like, you call that French? I mean, do the French people look at you all and go, like, that's not French, that's Canadian?
I mean, it's a perception of how open you are in life. And I know that English people probably don't know about it. So, you know, you just explain the difference. It's like American versus people from England.
Yeah. So when you speak to someone from France in French, it's
not the same.
It's not the same.
No. We understand each other, but we don't have the same slangs, the same accent. It's a beautiful language, French, but
seems more like a dialect, maybe.
More broken here.
So like a dialect. So it comes off like a dialect compared to traditional.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever? Last question about French. Have you ever thought about going to France?
I would love to. I would love to try the food, especially. I've been only to the airport when I did, between two flights, and the croissants were very good. Yes.
Hey, I got a piece of French trivia.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that most Americans, I don't know the percentage, I used to, but it's a lot. It's over 50%, know a minimum of 5,000 French words because we use them so often, café, baguette, all these different things. And that to be considered fluent in French, you only have to have a mastery of 5,000 words.
Oh.
Yeah, so I know I don't qualify, but if you guys know a lot of French words, you might want to start counting them up. You could be fluent in French. So let's go into you. Here's what we're going to do. Instead of a bio, because now you see why I hate bios. They don't speak to really who you are. It felt like trying to put tin foil on as a piece of clothing or something. It just didn't fit. So I leave for about a minute and let you, number one, tell a little bit about yourself, how you got started, or what were your big dreams when you were a little girl, or what did you wake up with on your heart today, on your spirit? That was, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to change this today in the world, or I'm going to pour into this today in the world, whatever. And then we're going to pick up that, and that's what's going to drive this conversation today, if that's okay.
I'm going to do both.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Take your time. I'll be back in when the clock hits it, and then we'll get started.
All right.
Okay, Anik, you take it away, girl.
All right. So, hi, everyone. As I said, my name is Anik. I was born here in Bel-Air. My dream when I was young always have been the same, which was to be a makeup artist for movies in California. And a beautiful surprise arrived in my belly when I was about 22 years old. And now he's 6 years old, and his name is Leo. So obviously, I stayed here in Canada. I finished my studies in management. I did also in marketing, sales. And I met someone who was living in Florida who had an accounting, a CPA firm, sorry. So I finished up being an accountant for his firm. And sadly, we had to split up because of the distance, obviously. So then I started my company in marketing, which is really what drives me. I love creativity. I love talking with people. And I always look forward. I look how we can be different and bring a new vision. So then I just thought that I didn't have enough challenge with that. So I got myself a lot into AI because I think it started back in 2022 with ChatGPT that came out. And I was seeing a lot of same pattern all the time online with people posting, marketing, all of that, and marketers that were selling their services. And all they were doing is basically writing a prompt and just putting that online. But you can clearly see, you can clearly tell that it was AI generated, which make you lose a lot of credibility. It doesn't use any substance. You cannot connect with anyone if you're a robot. That's it. So what I wanted to do is build a software, a web app that can make you from someone who knows a bit about marketing to someone who has a team of marketers behind him and he's a pro. You can do everything from a blog post, headlines, marketing strategies, all of that. But the prompts that I feed my software do not have like 2 sentences. They are huge, they are well tested, they are trained on so many data books that I've read from the copywriters and marketers that I've loved, the best campaigns that have been made. So you're just sure that, you're all for the win with that. So from there, I met a lot of people. I was talking about my software, and I've seen that it's the same problem for the good marketers, the good ones. They are trying to find good ways to still use AI without sounding like it. And they love my
Yes.
application because of that.
Yes. Okay. So let me tell you why I was so excited when I laid eyes on you. When I really got in there, because I got to admit, I was ashamed of myself. I thought AI, and I put you right in a box. Oh, then she's going to want to talk about this and that, da, 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 da. No, wasn't that at all. And so let's start here. Why I love what you do so much, because so many people, AI can get everything from, it's the devil, to they're going to take all our jobs, to, did she go to Colombia and have her nose done? No, mom, it's a filter. Or now AI is starting to be able to mimic people. Or what about artists? If nobody needs a painting, or they don't, what if the Mona Lisa
And
was
it goes
just
so fast.
AI?
Every week there's a new model releasing, especially lastly. It goes so fast.
So fast.
So we need to put a bit of brakes on it, to be honest, because it's starting to be a bit scary. I was watching something yesterday, and Elon Musk was even talking that in the AirPods, they are implementing like brain waves. So that's why that when you think of something, you see the ad on Facebook after that.
Yeah.
And that already happened to me many times. And I was like, I didn't even search for that online. I just thought about it. So that made sense. But again, it's just his words. But it's
I got
coming.
another one.
Brain chips.
Listen
Yeah.
to this. Tell me what you think, because it's a theory in this house right now. But every time our cat sitter, Mia, she's a college sophomore, stays here for 3, 4, 5 days babysitting, we come back, all of the commercials that we're used to seeing, my husband and I, he's 57 or something, I'm 62. So we get all the Wegovies and all the my A1C, all those commercials, right? All the commercials are like made for us. We can look around and point at half the stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then when she stays here, it's like, whose TV are we watching? Because now it's so smart TVs. Do they listen to us?
I believe so.
Because ours talks to us sometimes when we're not
Yeah.
talking. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Well, we didn't ask you to. Shut up. And it transcribes it on the screen and everything. So what is that? When we say, you said, I think so, who's listening?
Well, there's a voice coming. And I believe it's like mine. I think it's with Amazon. So it's the systems behind made with Amazon AI.
Why are they listening?
Why? I don't know. We need to ask them. It's
commercial?
only a question to have more data, to have a bigger part of the market. It's all about business, and have more control over other competition.
So how does this affect positively? Let's go there. How does this positively affect writers, photographers,
Save time? Yeah, save time, and you can learn. I don't personally, I'm sure I'm not the only one, obviously. I don't learn good when there's a teacher in front of me. I learn by myself. So this is something that is good for people like me who are autodidact. I don't know in English if it's the same. Self-learner.
Oh,
self-learner. So it's very good for that kind of people. Organize. I'm very bad organizing myself. So you can just lay out a plan to do your work, where to go. And now with the research, there's an AI with deep research. So you can find topics that are hard to find, like to have a content that people can say that is good,
yeah,
is that they can say they learn something out of it.
true. But
Like when when they watch a video on YouTube, a study has been made. So what makes the video that you watch good? You learn something out of it that you cannot find anywhere else.
anywhere else.
That's the fine line you need to find, and this is with research. You
Thank
need to
you.
know how to research.
Well, research and reaching within. Because okay, let's go here. I'm trying to say, well, I wrote Let It Be down because I was like, do you think AI will one day write songs? Could AI really write a song like the Beatles' Let It Be?
Yeah.
Classic, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, how can that be the same? Because Let It Be was written because of the state of mankind in the world at the time, the way we were feeling. AI doesn't have a soul. How can it feel?
Oh, it's with it has neural brain, emotional intelligence, all of that. It's
Emotional intelligence or artificial intelligence? They switch
everything. They have multiple type of intelligence, neuro-linguistic programming, which work with the emotions and all of that. Like you can put the AI and give a list of comments on LinkedIn, and he's gonna tell you the sentiment out of those. So yes, it has emotional intelligence. Back then, 2 years ago, it was very basic. Now you can chat with AI and have a laugh with it. Like if you try to have a conversation other than asking for a task, you can see that it can just turns out laughing and joking around.
Okay, see, I haven't tried that. And now I'm going to just like, hey, how you doing today? Right. What you got plans for the weekend? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
We do that with Alexa. We used to when she first came out. We would say, Alexa, your breath smells, and she'd go, that's impossible. I don't have breath. Right. See, now she said they had a better sense of humor back at the beginning because she would respond like, huh. Yeah. Now she just goes, I'm not sure if I can help you with that. It's just yeah. What about this? In my world, I have a coaching program and I'm a speaker. So I do a lot of keynoting and I work with people on getting high level gigs in the speaking world. And one of the things I warn my clients about is this. First of all, when it comes to your marquee title, that's like your origin story. I would not ask AI. I might ask it to rewrite for clarity, almost like using Grammarly, or does this, that way it shows me if I'm throwing on the screen in the imaginations, the screens in the minds of the people that I'm serving, are they getting the picture that I'm intending? But a lot of people will use it like a crutch. Like, I'm lazy. And I can tell when I get something across my desk that is AI with no changes, no, you don't take the clippers to the hangnails. There's no emery board to make it smooth, no top coat, no nothing. Straight off the AI. And here's the deal. I have found, tell me what you think, honey. If you take the time and at least start with something with your DNA on it, something that means something to you, it is meaningful to you, it's full of meaning for them. AI will then take it and make it better than, wow.
You need to do it every single time.
But don't you, so talk about it. What is that called? And do you warn people when they just leave it up to AI, give me something, da 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 da?
You mean when I'm talking with the AI for producing a content or
Let's
whatever?
say Chat GPT.
Uh, Usually, I work almost always on the same things. My company, my clients' companies. So what I do is I create a space or an assistant that you feed your data in it, and you say, okay, well, you are marketing director for Lumiere. You explain what the company does, what you did, what you believe in it, and you respond in that type of voice, active voice, conversational, always, put like logic typos at the strategic place so you don't look like you are a robot. You need to
Yeah.
sound human. So you train that. You have a space, some chat GPT assistant, I believe. I use Perplexity, so it's called space, but chat GPT has the same. So you don't have to go and always just ask him again about it. Once you go to the data assistant, now you say, write me a blog post about this, and take this in consideration. But he's still gonna talk with that active voice, that conversational language, and remembers everything that you fed him to him. So you can put the link of your website, files. Even if you want to write like that type of author, you put his books in it in PDF, and you say write like him. So that's very good. But if it's for one-time task and you don't want to do it, you need to give him juice. You cannot start
Well,
from
I haven't.
scratch because you're gonna sound like these robot on LinkedIn and Twitter that post all the time.
And if especially something of length, it doesn't mean that the audience will follow, because
No.
people see things. You have to put images and stuff in for people your audience to stay with you. One thing it did help me with, and it was a pretty big speech. It was in Las Vegas, and my come to Jesus moment, at the end where it all comes together, something just didn't feel right. The analogy I was using just felt off, but I couldn't figure it out. So I asked ChatGPT. I said, my wrap up of my 60-minute keynote is built around. So tomorrow, and here's the quote. So tomorrow, ask yourself, wherever it is you find yourself having your lunch. And ChatGPT said, and I said, it's a globe. They said, who's in the audience? That depends on your audience. And I said,
Oh, you said that? That's great.
I said, show me potential holes in this or something like that.
Oh.
Anything wrong? He said, well, who's the audience first? And I said, it's a global audience. Right away, he says, the problem you're most likely experiencing is that not everyone has lunch. In the United States, in the South, some people have supper.
Yeah.
And then they have dinner at night. Yeah. They don't have lunch. It's not a thing. And then I started thinking about, what about the Muslim person at lunchtime? They may be on their prayer rug facing Mecca. For the third shift person, it got easier and easier. Oh yeah, lunch is 2 a.m. in the bed of their truck, out in the parking lot. They're eating out of their lunch pail or whatever. You see what I mean? Yeah. So lunch wasn't it. So I changed it to, they didn't tell me this, but they helped me get to it. So tomorrow, wherever you find yourself, when you take your midday meal, which now you would see whatever midday meal is for you.
Yeah.
Not at lunch, you lost me. What's that? Right. So it did help me with that. So I will say you got to do the work and use it to make what is great greater. So let's go to the humanizing part, because you're not the first person who has said that to me. Someone else reached out to me, Novolo, the company Novolo, and said, we want to work with you because we want, well, first of all, they said they're atheists, or no, agnostics. We're agnostics.
Okay.
We believe in flow, but we need people like you to help humanize AI because people are afraid of it.
Okay.
And we don't want people to be afraid, and we want full disclosure. All of our buildings that we're building and our robotics labs and stuff, we want the world to be able to come and say, show me voice clips or video from today's meetings about this project. and
Mhm.
have full access. So let's talk about that. I'm sure you've had that question around many a dinner table. People probably invite you over to ask, are they really coming for us? You know,
Yeah.
are people afraid of AI still?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, people are starting to learn to live with it. And what I must say is they won't replace people necessarily. They will replace people that will not want to work with it. You need to learn how to work with it, and then you're going to be a key employee. So you need to be coachable, open, and
Where does
if
one
not,
go for AI training?
uh, just if someone teaches you how to work with it, you need to be coachable.
Is that
And
you?
sorry,
Is that you? Are you
me,
the person that can
I
work
can
with us
train.
who are those of us who are coachable?
I am coachable. Yeah,
But you can help us.
of course I can help you.
And what is that person called? If a person says, I need to learn how to use AI to the best of my ability,
AI
let me
consultant.
get myself
AI consultant.
an AI consultant.
Yeah.
Now, are all AI consultants? It's so new. How do we vet? How do we know who to trust?
I would say you need to look at the background. There's a lot of people saying that they are pros and everything, but they don't know a lot about coding. They need to know a bit more than AI. They need to know about technology behind it. You need to see a record of that person, so that person doesn't just teach you from what she sees on the news.
Mm-hmm.
She teaches you from experience.
From experience, which is
There's a lot of trial and error, and at the speed that it goes, if you cannot afford it, one place I can tell you it's totally free. And this is where I started everything.
Google,
YouTube.
YouTube. Oh,
YouTube.
tutorials.
Reels or videos. This has gold elements there.
Oh,
Subscribe to good channels. You can see when someone is authentic and when someone wants to sell. There's a lot of people out there who wants to sell their program, affiliates, but there are some people who can, you just see it in the comments, like, dude, I love your stuff, you're so authentic. Again, like I said earlier, you need to feel like you learned something out of this video. And yeah, that's about it. YouTube is it's a good place to start. And
that
if you
makes
want,
perfect sense.
yeah,
That makes perfect sense because I remember when my computer guy years ago, he got sick of me calling him 10 times a day. Can you come over here? That's when we had those big, what do you call those things? Remember those floor things that used to be under your desk?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even have that anymore, but whatever that was, the tower. And I said, come over, Tim. Da, 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 da. He said, finally said, Lauren, don't you know you can ask Google any question you can ask a human?
Yeah.
And you don't have to call me all the time. And I also realized I didn't have to go to the library. I could just go watch videos and find out how to walk through step by step. Freeze it, go do that part, come back, unfreeze it. But what about, I got another one for you. Where is it? Oh, I want to talk about AI for the deaf.
Oh,
I haven't seen an AI generated this,
I've YouTube yesterday. I watched the news on AI, and they are starting to uh, do some AI for the deaf. Yes, so allowing for people to just transcribe any videos with the sign language,
sign
but
language.
also for people to hear cancer cells. Everything with health is so great. I am so grateful for AI to exist because of that. I must say, for health, I'm happy
Yes.
that it goes that fast.
Yes. I know a doctor who, Sanjeev introduced me to him, Sanjeev Chopra, Deepak Chopra's brother, and we're about to do a tour together, a speaking tour. And when I was at his house, he introduced me to a young man who does lung transplants, right? In
Yeah.
Hawaii half the week, and then in Boston the other half. Back and forth he goes. And the way he does it, he's the only person in the world who does it, right? But he wrote a book that came out, I think, about 6 weeks prior to ChatGPT launching. And in his whole book is about health and the future of AI,
Yeah.
and AI and the future of health. And he predicted in there, pretty bold statement, but his colleagues around the world are agreeing now. That was a couple years ago. He said that in 5 years, doctors who don't incorporate AI into their practice will find themselves very quickly becoming, what's that word? When you're not needed.
A self
They're
sufficient.
yeah,
right?
they don't, you just go away.
Yeah.
Go away because, and now I'm hearing about it where he explains that AI obsolete. That's the word. You'll be obsolete if you don't have,
Obsolete.
if you're a
Okay,
doctor with no
obsolete, I
AI
understand.
embedded in there to help with diagnosis, because they said AI now, and I'm living it because they used AI for this diet thing that I'm on, right? Now,
Yeah, I've
now
seen
listen,
that.
yes.
I
Now
want
listen,
to read about that.
girl, this is what made me a
That
believer.
works?
I have one of these in every drawer, in every room, in
No
all the
way.
cars, in all the houses. I do, because if I have a asthma attack, I have needed this every day since I
Yeah.
was a kid. Metabolic balance, where they sent me to get my blood done, and then
Yeah.
they took those blood work results and poured it into their AI in Germany, and it chose
What?
my foods. No more dairy. Don't eat, because inflammation was my thing off the charts. Every other number was great. And that, I'm not kidding you, not once since that food was chosen for me
Yeah.
have I used this. I have not. And I was doing CBD for my arthritis and stuff. And they told me, watch for your respiratory and watch for aches and pain, joint pain.
Oh.
My bones don't crack. This finger used to get stuck from
Oh.
rheumatoid arthritis. Right. Because the AI said, well, your inflammation is due to this and due to that. So in this book with this young man, this doctor, he says that AI is already telling people, you're 14, stop doing this right now, and you will avoid getting this at 30, at 60, because it's in there. The marker is in there. And if you keep adding these things to it, things that we don't know that are inside of things, and what they put inside of things we put on, like now, all the women that are getting, I had a Johnny Cochran guy here, an attorney from the Johnny Cochran firm. Do you know there's like 150,000 women, Black women in the United States, who have a lawsuit against hair relaxer companies from wearing hair relaxers all those years, and now they're getting cancer.
Ah.
Right, because it was in the hair relaxer. But see,
Oh.
AI can say da 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 da, stop. That's how I found out about allergies.
Oh.
No, about plastic. AI told me the reason you're having trouble with this in your sleep and stuff. At first question it asked me, are you warming food up in plastic in your microwave? I said, yeah. Stop.
Tupperware?
Yes, it seeps into your food. So I use ceramic or glass now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, I went to tons of doctors, years. Girl, I'm not kidding you. Every test, I thought I was just going to die from it.
Oh my God.
Right. The mucus, and I had to sleep with pillows because I couldn't lay flat. I'd cough. Not one cough. No mucus.
But that diet has been tailored to you, or you just follow
No, tailored to me, because they take your blood and then they send it to the scientists, the doctors in Germany, and they add it. They use their AI to create your food list.
Oh my gosh.
How much?
I need to try that.
It was amazing. And I've lost 25 pounds, 26 pounds since January 4th. And I feel great. My energy, my
Since
clarity.
January? Wow.
It's called this. Oh my God. I can put you in touch with her. Jane is a coach with this company, and she's a PhD in nutrition.
Okay.
Which she should be your doctor.
Yeah.
My doctors could not help me.
No.
They said, I just went 2 weeks before, and had a pulmonary thing. And they said, sorry. I said, what about this mucus? Isn't there something? Mucinex makes it worse. They said, right. No, you'll live with that until you die. 2 weeks before. Then she puts me on this and it goes away.
So it's like holistic medicine
Yep.
versus Western. Okay.
And watch this. And it's not just stuff like dairy. It's not just glucose or what's the thing? Gluten. I said, let me try this because I don't see blackberries on my list, but I'm going to eat 4 of them. They're in the fridge. A berry is a berry. I ate 4 and she saw it in my picture. Are those blackberries? That's not on your list. I said, Jane, they're berries. Take a break. Ease it. Sit down, girl. Right? I'm getting pissed. And she goes, okay. Pay attention to your respiratory in the morning. Soon as I woke up, I didn't even have a box of Kleenex there because I hadn't been coughing up anything in the mornings. I was reaching for it, clearing all the mucus, and there was no box there. And I was like, I went right to the phone. Jane, you were right. You were right. And it's not even, because see what I'm getting at here is, what doctor would have told me blackberries? What doctor could have went through the whole list of all the things that I have been eating that contribute?
So it's like intolerance or sensitivity.
Yes.
Oh, I did a test of that and I didn't stick to the plan. I should have.
Girl, I'm 62
It
years
takes
old.
some time to show up, I believe, the result, right? How long did it take until you can see the difference?
Then that first day.
The first
Yes.
day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I ate the 4 blackberries. I said, I'm going to try. Jane don't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
I said, well, how will 4 blackberries affect me?
Yeah.
The next day, it was as if nothing had ever changed. It was like I was back to square one. I coughed up mucus all day. All 24 hours I did from 4 blackberries.
I'm on it.
Last night, I went to have sushi with my personal trainer and some other kids.
Yeah.
And first time in history, I had 1 piece of sashimi because it was the fish. I can't have Atlantic salmon. I have to have Pacific, coho, Pacific. It has to be right because even the way it's farmed and what they do.
Wow.
And I said, no, not for you, young man, not for you. Yes, it goes deep. It runs deep.
Wow.
I believe AI is going to help people live in
a better life. That's for sure.
There'll be 150 years, 20 years from now, people will be able to live.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's just amazing
for kids also, kids with autism and stuff like that.
Yes,
I'm sure they would be able to help with the thought process and socializing, which is awesome.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, but what I love about what you're doing now, say the name of your company. It's a beautiful name, but I will butcher it.
Lumière, which means light.
Girl, like luminescent, lumière.
Yeah, lumière, it's light in French.
Where were you when on the screen, because your imagination is the biggest screen in the universe, where were you? I know you remember when lumière flew up on that screen in your mind and you went.
I was looking for something that was French and English at the same time. And a lot of English people know what lumière is.
Not the actual name.
Yeah.
The business. When you said, that's it. I'm going to help people with this.
I couldn't see myself just stay there when I have the will, I have everything. I don't knock on the door. I just break them, and I'm that type of person. And obviously
y'all.
The software is out there. We're just not answering to my own needs. And I was seeing people that could be good marketers and just they were destroying their names, and some people that being charged like big money,
huge
for that. Right. I was like, no. I need to have people be better at what they're doing and save money and being self-sufficient also.
What made you think you could do this with it being so new? I'm saying you put that word humanizing in there.
Yeah.
Scientists are usually pretty, we don't believe in woo woo, and humanizing could be, like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make it womanish, ladylike?
Yeah,
What
it's
did
a
you
real
mean
thing.
when you say humanize?
Humanize. So humanize, it's about how you train the model to respond in a way that is not robotic. That is the plain explanation. If you go deeper, well, you have data scientists that work on a model during a long time and which targets the behavior of a model and train it with positive conditioning, like
Yeah.
that is good, that is not good if you answer with that word, that syntax, out of that. So this is what I'm working on right now, but that takes a long time, very long time. It's a lot of engineering, trial and errors.
Oh,
But now what is there, it's I trained the model to respond. Now I'm working on the scientific back end of it.
uh-huh.
So what
So are
it would
these
do is,
equations? Is this math?
yeah, you have kind of maths in it. You have to do some equations.
It's
So
just
with prediction
amazing.
models, like if that happened for X number of response, it needs to answer that way or not. It's very complicated.
So, Annie, if you were born 50 years ago, if you had been born 50 years ago, what work do you think you would be doing with the same skill sets that allow you to create this software and all of this work you're doing? If you were here 50 years ago, what would you be, I don't want to say stuck doing, but what would what was the main thing then for a
I
person
would
like you?
probably, yeah, I would probably be the still a owner of a company and being in innovation.
You'd be creating a thing to make food in other
All
than a
the
stove,
time.
like a microwave.
Oh yeah.
I think I'll create the cell
I'm
phone.
always thinking, how can we make this better?
Yeah,
Because the thing here is not to be better than the competition, it's to make the competition not relevant
not
anymore.
relevant. I love that.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about, and this is just your opinion, I'm so interested in it. Um, if you were to speak to what you feel are the most glaring examples of how the mainstream person, the layman, is missing the true benefit of AI. Like, because here's the thing, a lot of people believe AI started with Chat GPT. They really believe that's the day that they brought the AI baby home. It's here. Oh, look at little AI. Oh, Siri, come look at your brother. Alexa, come look at your cousin. That's what a lot of people believe, that AI started. But when we watch Star Trek, they had cyborgs and things like that. The computers we saw in Lost in Space were clunky and stuff, but computers came not long after. So, do you think there is a person, or Iron Man, the movie? Iron Man, I thought that was all fake stuff. You know how he would move the stuff? And then
Yeah.
a friend of mine said, I was at a conference 8 years ago and they were doing that on the stage.
Oh, it was starting already. I can find online models of AI prediction, and it's dated from 2019. So imagine that in the real laboratories of technologies or whatever that
Yeah.
haven't been publicized. They knew what was coming. It's how we're gonna make it. That's the
See?
difference.
Something just popped up on my phone. A notification, the AI journal, the AI experience. It's everywhere,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of us look at it and that's over my head. That's not me. Is AI ever going to be a commonplace for the everyday person?
Yeah. I see in 10 years, not even type for research. Everything would be connected here. They already started.
What do you mean by that?
Like your phone or your computer, whatever, you would be able to make research online without even typing. What I'm telling you is that the brain chips and the brain waves or whatever they are working on right now, in 10 years, it's going to be just normal for us because AI went at the fastest speed way more than when internet went out, the telephone. AI is exponential, going fast, comparing to these two things that were substantial already at
I
this.
see what you're saying. Yes, you have to change the way we live.
Yeah. So in 10 years, I cannot even imagine.
Well, I don't believe, and here's why, that AI will ever overtake man like people think, and say, we're going to take over and run the world. Let's get rid of the humans. I don't think so because, well, I have hope and faith that it won't because my good friend, Sanjeev Chopra, now he's the liver department head at the Harvard Medical School, right? And he's Deepak Chopra's brother. They're both medical doctors. And he was in front of, I think, 700 hepatologists, a liver specialist in Singapore this past summer. And they did something. They pitted him against AI to diagnose. They read what the problems with the patient and what is your diagnosis, Dr. Chopra, and what is your diagnosis, AI, and they named the AI doctor, whatever. And it was like 17 different cases, and 17 out of 17, Sanjeev got it faster and was more accurate with the diagnosis than the AI.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yes, good point.
That was last year. It's crazy, the models again. And
good point.
Again, what they found last week, a problem that took 10 years for scientists to fix the solution, took 2 days with AI. Last week, 10 years versus 2 days. That is crazy. But with the GPT of last year, 2 years ago, I don't think they would have been able in 2 days.
That's what Thomas was telling me. The young man I was telling you with Novola, he's 21 years old, sold his first AI company at 14, right? He said he wants to work underwater, cleaning it up and building dumps and just making it better for sustainability for the future. He says everyone's out there, but hardly anyone's under there. Now, here's what I find very interesting about him. They told him to drop out. I can't name the school because he said don't ever mention it. They told him you might as well have gone into the world because the papers and things you're turning in are 10 years ahead of what we're teaching. And this is a big school for AI engineering, one of the biggest in the world.
But he was producing with AI?
Huh?
Or with his head he was doing it, or with AI?
Yes, the stuff that he was saying it can be, his mind is just brilliant.
Wow.
And how AI can work for this and that and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, he was the one that said, Dr. Laurent, you're alien to this world. I am indigenous. It's all I know. Because I was like, how is that so easy for you? He said, well, a Rubik's Cube, look how long ago that was. And remember how you're like, wow, look at this. I was used to the yo-yo. See, like you said, it moves so much faster. But also, let's talk about young people. I have some coaching clients I have 139 because I have a lifetime. So it's not like they're all here right now, but they're in here for life. I'm always available. Here's what I've noticed. The people that started with me 10 years ago built everything with their hands. You know what I'm saying? Canva. I need a retractable banner. Here's my one sheet. There wasn't interactive click on, none of that. You guys, you're making the money it would take me at the beginning of a career to make in a year. You guys can make, I know kids are making it in a week.
Yeah.
I know kids that are making $50, $60, $90,000 a month. 2 blocks from my house.
It's crazy.
In life insurance. But they're using AI
Oh yeah.
to learn their craft. So
Yeah.
they're building their fortunes with their minds
Yeah.
instead of their hands, getting dirty and getting in the field. So that makes me wonder, will we see a lot of things disappear? Jobs and stuff. Look at the hour is over.
Oh,
Does this happen every time you go on a show that they lose track of
it goes so
time?
fast. Yeah.
We need you back. You
Yeah.
know what? I want you to do a 90-minute TV special.
That would be awesome. I'm all in.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Could we allow so many questions to be mailed in ahead of time?
Yes.
That'll help get them there, and you can try to find out answers about them
That
so
would
we
be
can
awesome.
demystify it and kind
That
of
would be
help
awesome.
people. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Of course. Let's fix a date and we'll make it work.
Last question, because you answered my favorite one. AI for the death touched my heart today. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I want to ask you this though. Do you think this is me, because I don't want to be one of those people that goes, I hate it. I say it all the time. Oh, I'm not techie. I need a young person. I wish I had a kid in my house. Do you think actually embracing AI, number one, is it like a math equation where you need to learn it from the square root all the way up? And if not, is there a cutoff? Is it possible that certain people just don't get AI? Like some people aren't good at math?
You don't need to be good in math.
So
The
is
thing
AI
with
for
AI,
everyone?
oh yeah. My mom uses AI. Mom, you're very brilliant if you're listening
Yes,
to
she's
this.
probably like really smart
But
too.
she's not a big techie, you know. Everyone can use AI. It's very user friendly. And now for more and more, you can even build software with no code tools, basic programs, I would say.
Can I
So
come to you and work with you on how to incorporate AI thought processes and executionable things in my systems portion of my, because I know that now finally. I didn't up until 5 years ago. I thought I ran my business. I don't run my business. They told me systems run your business and you run the systems. So AI fits into systems, correct?
yeah.
So can you teach us how to utilize it better?
Yes, we can automate a lot of it while not losing your human touch, and that's the trick that we need to do, because anyone can automate their things, but it's how you prompt the automation to work.
How you
So
prompt.
yes,
So that's what, when you pull up a chat GPT and you type your question in, that's really a prompt.
yeah,
You're giving it something to go on.
yeah,
So you go get your research so that you have a fleck of gold and not just an old turd.
yeah.
Because you didn't do any work. You didn't do any due diligence.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be very specific. Yes.
So who teaches you the process of what to go and mine for or glean from the fields to bring back to AI? Is there criteria?
Do you mean for me or for people?
You know, like if I go do research on something, okay,
YouTube.
I want to do better. I want to get more people to my membership site. So let me go do the research.
Yeah.
Okay, Chat GPT, here's what I think you need to help me. What?
Well,
where am I going for research?
You tell where you are now. What is your type of personality? Describe specifically who you want to reach. So don't go just a 40 years old man. No, you need to go very specifically, like ladies around 30s who want, you said it in the beginning of your show, I believe, who are stuck, who want to start their business or some, you need to be very, very specific about their trait of character. And this is how you're gonna win anyone in life. You need to know them like the back of your pocket.
That's true.
So
I hear that twice a week, every week from different people.
Once you know how to verbalize that and type that into your chat GPT, everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, we're over the time, but I don't care. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
How do we know the forest from the trees? How do we know someone has enough experience? Because it's also new to be the person to go to. Word of mouth? Are they on some Casey Kasem's countdown this week in the #1 spot as AI consultant? How do we know? Especially if you're intimidated by it and you're like, it's so
It's
new,
like
they could tell me
anything in
anything.
life. It's like anything in life. You know, the gut feeling, you never get wrong with that. So if the person in front of you is just trying to sell, it's a red flag. That person needs to ask you questions, see where you are at now. You need to see some of the work that has been done. You need to see records, and that person needs to explain it to you like she can explain it to a 5 years old. You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
a person that masters a subject can explain it in plain words to anyone.
Yeah, I had a girl a couple weeks ago on a pre-interview. I didn't book her on the show because I was like, girl, it's too soon. It's too early. I'm sorry, not here. She said, I wrote, what'd you say? A 2,000-page novel in 5 hours
Yeah.
using Chat GPT.
Oh, that must be interesting.
This is exactly this is exactly what happened. Because I was like, well, wait a minute. How can it take less time to write it than it would take to read it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It's well, at least if you do it with ChatGPT, you need to read it and go over it. And
I asked her, who did you get as the what's the proofer to go to proofreader? She was, oh, I didn't need a proofreader. ChatGPT did it when it gave it to me.
And what was it about?
I have no idea because I had no interest in it because it felt like you just threw anything against the wall and hoped it would stick. And now you want me to pay for it, or you want me to put it in front of my audience and say, here, you guys, get this great book. Because she didn't want to if you don't want to sit down and write it,
no,
then why should I want to sit down and read it?
No.
Or even listen to it on Audible. I'm just saying, we got to get you back. Hang out for just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what we need to do. We're going to have this 90-minute special. We're going to allow you guys to send in questions. And we'll get to as many as we can because I love the human part. You had me there at Humanizing AI. You're doing it here. You're making it approachable. You're making it a topic that we can talk about. And I don't want AI to end up with those other two. You don't talk about politics or religion or AI. No, we're going to talk about it, right? Great. Here's your LinkedIn. What's your website?
Thank you.
What's your website?
Sorry, Lumière Hub. Lumière.
Drop it in. And you guys, I dropped this LinkedIn also in your comment section. So you can, hi, Mike. Hi, everybody. This is an intriguing, I really didn't expect to be this into it.
Yes, so Lumière Hub is the platform and UpToRank, this is my services.
Okay, let me give that to them. I thank you. You really changed my
that's awesome.
outlook. Well, you did, because I thought, well, what the hell are we going to talk about after ChatGPT and filters on faces?
You make it easy. And I can give you a hand with any projects that you have with pleasure.
Do you think AI will save more people from bad botched plastic surgeries because they can just put pictures out that look like they want them to look?
I hope. I pray to God for that.
Or let the AI do the surgery so you don't end up looking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you guys, I just want to thank you for coming today and for hanging out.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. You got to have a lot of backbone to step out there with something so new, stand by it. It's my story and I'm sticking to it, and be willing to help people who are resistant learn. I love that about you. You're a pioneer. Thank you so much.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Hey, you guys, tomorrow, Lorena Tomasini's in here, and she's got something to talk about as far as insurance. And it won't be what you're thinking. I'll see you tomorrow. Get out of here. Have the best day ever. And find one E and one R And remember, don't let my screen door slam when you leave. And Dr. Lauren loves you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have the best day ever. Bye-bye.